What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. I am here on Cyborg Frost slot, floor number 59, and we are getting ready to take on the Drakenlord. We got Psylava Wompity Womps over here with Lethargic and Unstoppable. We got the Orcish Horde in the middle with Proximity. EMP Healers right next to it with Controlled Burn. Frost Vanguard Womps, Wall Leech, and Spellbreaker. We got just Timmy over there with Kursikaze, so we got one little freebie here. Stabby Kamikaze, Bullet Sponge on there, and what's over here? We got a long shot lane over here. Looks like Omega Squad Gamma. Down below, we've got Omega Squad Beta, Enraged and Phased, and then Draken's Barrage, Maximum Effort and Power Block. So, gonna kind of mix it up a little on this one. Gonna do mainly meta builds, but I do want to play around with a couple of toys. Let's just start off right here, the Psylava Womps, and I think we'll kind of just do a standard issue. Let's kind of do it like the 1-amp Titan kind of setup here, with the T-shaped, and then we'll go two of these guys. And then what do we want to do for a Petrify here? I think, let's just go one. We're not going to really rely on that Petrify combo a ton here. We will get a little bit of a roadblock from the Cyborgs, and then of course all those Goblins are just going to die. And then let's get some Flame Auras in. Alright, now what do we have over here? Now here we've got that Spellbreaker lane. Now, the majority of the lane is Frost mobs, so I'm going to kind of ignore the Spellbreaker. In fact, let's do the exact same thing just right here. So we'll do kind of that little mini Titan build here. Maybe. Let's go with yet one more. Let's see, now we do have the Controlled Burn over here, but I think if there's enough DU left over, I'm going to do something a little bit different on that lane for that Controlled Burn. Now let's get this one all dialed in here. We got the Stabby Kamikaze's Bullet Sponge. This one should be relatively straightforward. I'm just going to throw a Flame Aura right up here and just let them chew into them as the baddies fly through, and I think that probably will get me. And then we've got the easy lane here with just Timmy. Let's see, what do we want to do for that one? Well, we can still Petrify it out. In fact, we can keep them right inside the spawn here, I think, if we wanted to. Here, I'm not going to bother going with the full setup. Let's get just one. We'll get one Reflect Beam here. Let's just go ahead and go with a full Proton. The full V here, just to make sure we get that plenty of lane coverage on the slow, and then just one Flame Aura, and I think that is probably going to wreck it right there for that just Timmy lane. Now, it is a little suspect here with just one Flame Aura on that lane, but it's only a couple of Cobalt Dive Bombers to worry about. Now, over here, we got Omega Squad Beta, and then Draken's Barrage. What do we want to do here? We do have Cyborgs there. In this particular area, mobs kind of like to switch lanes a little bit, so you really need to prepare for having Cyborgs over in this lane too, even though they're not scheduled to be. Let's see, how do we want to do it? Let's just stick with the same flavor. It's what we've been doing the majority of the map, so let's just continue on. In fact, I feel like I put that a little bit too far forward, so let's go with one behind instead, and then we'll just go with the one Proton Beam through the middle. I think that Proton Beam might get hit by the Cyborg. It's out there pretty far, but we'll go ahead and let it fly anyway, and then let's just do the same thing right here. Now this lane, remember, you can hit the enemies inside of the spawn with some very convenient Flame Aura placements, so that shouldn't be too big of a problem to get enemies nailed right inside of the spawn here. So let's go with, we'll go with one Flame Aura back here. We'll drop another one, like, inside of this Reflect Beam, so it does have the Cyborg protection. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll go one right there, and then another right inside of that Reflect Beam. Okay, now we've got a truckload of DU left, and not much lane. So over here we've got, well, we're going to have some of the dragons, the wyverns coming out, and then we've got an Omega Squad Gamma lane. Now, let's see, let me take a look at my gear. I did replace out some gear since the last map. We got this medallion now, so I got that on my flame auras. What else do we have? I've got this one as well. This is that first one I found. I finally just threw it on my reflect beams. I was tired of going with the low power on them, so I went with that. And then, see, Poison Dart Towers were still campaign. Earth Shatters, I've got this Frosty Boom. Kind of a crapple, it's just a off-the-ground relic. But I think here for this lane, why don't we... let's go with 2 Flame Auras up front, just to help out a little bit with the flyers. And then let's just go with a PDT and Earth Shatter, since we do have that long shot on the lane. This will hopefully clear things out, no problem. Let's see, and that's going to leave me a ton left still, so that leaves me 230. Wow. Let's go with one more, just for good measure. We'll get another Earth Shatter back there. Now that's 170 left. Now what did I wanted to do wonky? Let me find a water relic. Nope, can't use that one, because that's got the shocking rev on it too. Here we go, here's a poison. Let's use this poison relic. It's only campaign level, but the reason I'm throwing that on the weapon mans is, you see, we got that controlled burn lane up front, and this is actually going to work out really well being poison, as we're going to do this and throw a poison weapon manufacturer up front. Now that's going to coat everything here with poison. And then let's go ahead and petrify everything right here and blow them all up at the same time. So let's go. See, we got enough for one more reflect, so let's just double. We'll give them the old double whammy here. And I'm hoping that's just gonna face roll that lane. Let's go ahead and give it a whirl and see what we get. Let's hope the Dragon RNG is kind and isn't entirely too busted here. See, he's gonna start off down here on this lanes. We're looking good. Just gonna have to keep an eye out for that dragon, particularly the way they like to go derpy. We got a little leaker over here. Gonna need some upgrades on this lane for sure. The Petrify is doing good, as you see. But we did have one get a little sneaky there and crept on through. A few upgrades will take care of that. Oh, you know, I never put the Flame Auras on this lane. That'd be the problem. So I didn't have as much DU as I thought I did. So we're gonna want... You know, in here I said I was gonna ignore that melee mutator and just focus on the fire damage. And that's not at all what I ended up doing. So we're going to want to free up a little bit of DU here. That shouldn't be too tough. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of one of those reflect beams in the center, because that would be a little bit of extra that we probably don't need. Let's see. So let's drop this one at the very front. Get this last Bork. We're going to have to unfreeze that area. And then let's get our fire damage in here, for God's sakes. Let's see. Let's go like that. There's no cyborg. Oh, there is cyborgs. I think this one is outside enough where it won't be the target. Hoping, anyway. Let's go ahead and slap some upgrades onto those guys. Let's get all of this unfrozen here before we start the next wave. And that should get it. Let's let it fly here and see how we do. I think this is going to do pretty well, particularly up here. Now the cyborgs actually are making it through, it looks like, but they're just getting blown up. Back down here on Mr. Frosty Pants again. Just got to go getting all freezy on everything. Almost let them push a little too far on that time. This is doing pretty well here as well, using the Petrify and the Earth Shatters. Earth Shatters, of course, just are so beast. They hit like an absolute truck. And looking at the mini-map, everything looks pretty solid. There's no leaks over here now that we got the fire damage in the mix. And we're still looking pretty good up here. It looks like the Frost, or the Cyborgs walked around a touch. And he's coming up this way this time. How convenient. We were pointed that direction anyway. And that's looking like that is it for wave number 2. So yeah, it's looking like this is going to be a pretty smooth run. So let's go ahead and bounce on forward to wave number 5 and get this map all closed out. Alright, and here we go in wave number 5. Now, had no issues. Everything went pretty smooth. I did get an extra dragon this last wave, so I'm hoping I don't get any more of that. And additionally, I had an ogre get stuck last wave. There was an ogre stuck in this lane, so hopefully not any more of that stuck mob or extra dragon business going on here on this one, but we'll see. This is doing really well up here. I think I should have upgraded it earlier maybe to take advantage of the power. It's just a big clearing effort. Having this top lane cleared out in advance is so huge. And I either missed the freezes, or we had an additional dragon there. I'm not sure. Looks like we got them all unthawed now, though, so piece of cake there. And I'm not seeing any other spots getting frozen up. We'll see. Here's another dragon. That one's gonna freeze right here. Are we gonna get a second dragon here? Doesn't look like it. Normally you see the exclamation point flying through the air with no dragon attached. So looking like we will probably be okay there. Oh, don't cannonball me, bro. There we go. Woo. That guy is just gonna hurt if he goes shooting you. Oh, look at that. We had a kobold get sneaky there. And he was stuck on the ledge. Very, very weird. These assassins just won't give up, I tell you. Down to 4 mobs though, so I think it's going to be GG's here. Just go ahead and get healed up and wait for it. We got a Plaguing Hawk, so no stuck mobs this time it looks like. Plaguing Hawk, of course, is just marching right through though. We'll pop him in the nose, and then one more dragon. And then we should be good. Go ahead and get everything good and unthawed, because now we just got Mr. Frosty Pants himself coming down for a very short appearance. Just throw the upgrades right here. I don't think anything would even have time to run to the core, to be honest with you, but never hurts. And where is he? He's right here. That was awfully convenient of him. Yeah, there we go. He didn't die quite as fast as I would like, but I didn't nuke him either. But that was floor number 59 here. So Drakenfrost Keep, another one down. I'll check that one off the list. Thanks again, y'all. I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.